Hey guys, Charles here with another round of this Aether Revolt draft. Round 2, we're currently 0-1, but we can go to 2-1, get a couple packs out of this. Our opponent presumably will choose to play. Okay. This hand is a little sketchy, but it's got a divination, so it's a keep, right? Yeah, I'll keep. Like, if it was just like any random spell, then this implement would be pretty bad. Yeah, like if it was like a Kujar Seed Sculptor Welding Sparks, I would be very unhappy, but White Bits of Divination is pretty good. Servo Schematic. Sure. So that could be pretty scary if my opponent has a really good improvised deck. Alright. Just play this and pass. But my opponent doesn't have... Well, if he has an artifact removal, I still draw a card. So it's a 2-for-1. Our opponent got post-main phase. Alright, what's he choosing for the Mimic? Artificer. Good choice, good choice. Do we need to kill this thing? Huh. So let's see, we dropped to 9, play land down to 8, and then potentially have a creature down to 7. Yeah, I was considering the fact that I have a Welding Sparks to like kill something with 4 toughness, but given that my opponent's playing black-red, we probably don't need to worry so much about that. I guess I do need to kill this, right? The fact that he named Artificer means that he probably has some Artificers in hand, and, that could get out of hand. Not great to draw a couple of lands, though. Okay. Now I'm wishing I saved that. Welding Sparks. Oh boy. Well. Given that I have all my colors, I'm just hoping to draw... This could be over very quickly. If my opponent just has some more energy, this is going to take big chunks out of our life total. Like I could draw like a Bastion Inventor, and then after taking some damage, kill it with Prey Upon. If my opponent just doesn't play more creatures. Okay, Blade Master is actually pretty good because of prowess I can profitably Prey Upon. My opponent doesn't have removal, which is also an iffy proposition. opponent's thinking about it is worrisome. I mean, not as worrisome as the fact that I have 6 lands in hand. Renegades, Getaway, I don't know, I think I should keep playing. My opponent doesn't know that I have a bunch of lands in hand. So, I mean, might as well keep on playing. I mean, if I'm not, oh wait, where do you get more energy? Oh, the Poisoner, right. Okay, no, never mind, it is worth conceding here because I'm not dealing with a 4/4 double striker. No, sir. That was a beating. I mean, I think Welding Sparksing that guy was defensible. Because if he has like random like 2/2 or 3/3 artificers, then having them grow out of range of my other burn spells is not great. But man, that was so bad in the face of that guy. Oh man. That stings. Guess I just run it back though. Not much I can do to change my deck to be good against that draw. I mean, the keep was a little loose, I admit, but I don't think I drew any spells off of it's like for the rest of the game except for one off that thing. Ooh, well, this gives me like turn 5 inventors, maybe sooner if I draw other stuff, and it gives me stuff to do with my mana in case I don't draw creatures. Not happy about this hand, but I think it is. I think it's fine. Drawing colored mana is good. Not that color of mana with this hand, but actually maybe that hand was not so great on the grounds that I need both lands and spells in order for it to be feasible. Oh, Metallic Mimic. You know, I was thinking that might have some applications in Constructed, but then turns out that Walking Ballista is really good against it. Who knew that X1s are really bad in the face of Umezawa's Jute? Okay, that's not a human. So that's good. Hopefully I draw a creature here. Okay. Druid is certainly not the worst. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana to cast Inventors. So I can go Inventor Prey Upon. This game's going okay, not great. I still get the feeling that things can go horribly wrong at any moment. If he attacks, I don't block. I need Bastion Inventor around. He could have, like, Subtle Strike. built to smash. Although, is that even so critical? Because I can get the combat trick out of his hand, and the combat tricks are the best ways of actually dealing with the Bastion Inventor. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna block. I can still cast them next turn, so it's not as though this is crippling me. Okay, that's fine. He's kind of time walking himself here. Like, he's gotta waste a lot of his mana to cast a Cruel Finality. Got inventors for days. See, I feel actually pretty fine blocking here. I also appreciate my opponent for playing with different art swamps. But yeah, like, the fact that I have another one makes it good, and yeah, see, my opponent has to just attack with this guy, because he doesn't have a way to deal with the inventor. Like, it wasn't super critical that I have the Prey Upon there. Okay, that's pretty good. So I can go Harness Lightning and Aether Herder. It's best to do that now. Oh wait, I forgot that this doesn't actually tap for mana. How silly of me, but I can just use it to tap the Alley Strangler. Yeah, this guy does not have Improvise. Yeah, built to smash would not allow his Metallic Mimic to survive the Inventor, so. Sly Requisitioner is okay. Yep, just casting more of these. There's plenty more where those came from. And I don't think this is really that impactful on this board. There's just the Mimic, and just gets a token out of it. Huh. Okay, what can my opponent have? He could have the spell that gives 2 creatures +2/+0 and trample, and that's still fine. He could have Precise Strike for the Sly Requisitioner. Huh. Is there a spell that gives something Death Touch in this format? Because if I go double block the Alley Strangler, then that could be kind of bad. Oh, he must have a Revolt card. Maybe he has a Perilous Predicament, but like Precise Strike plus Perilous Predicament, but that's such a weird set of cards to play around. So what kind of good Revolt cards could he have? I mean, the obvious blocks go block, and he has to have a combat trick to get through. I mean, if he has the +2/+0 to both these guys, I mean, I take a bunch of damage, but I'm taking 1/2. I'm taking 3 damage. I guess he could have Yahini's Expertise, but which would be kind of bad. But I'm just gonna make the level 1 blocks. I think I'm fine with just him getting a servo. I mean, he can't have like the Vengeful Rebel, another creature type which should be Rebel, by the way, because my guys have Hexproof. Okay, that's fine. I mean, like, my board's going to be slightly better with the Aether Herder. And this Druid of the Cowl. Not much better, but still fine. I mean, now that we know that he has the expertise, we can better play around that. Like, maybe we could, like, in that turn, we could have just blocked the Alley Strangler. But it's like, eh. Alright. I think I'm attacking here. Like, my opponent just has a few cards in hand and has been making a land drop every turn. You might as well just tap this. Alright, Blade Master's not awful. Like I've mentioned before, synergizes with fight spells. Defiant Salvagers is fine. I guess he can sack the servo schematic to get another servo. But the fact that he doesn't really... that, like, it just puts the counters on one creature means that, it doesn't really help in this situation. And the fact that he has to sack its sorcery speed, which really kills it as a flexible magic card. Unlicensed Disintegration. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, it does cut down on my clock a bit, but... everything is fine. I'm surprised he didn't trade off there. I mean, maybe he just thinks that's better served as food for the Salvager. Ah, no, that was bad. Like, I'm fine if he attacks, so if he played a big creature post-combat, I'd prefer to tap that. I mean, it's probably fine. Like, if he has like a free jam regent or whatever, I can still Welding Sparks it. I do like me an implement. So let's go ahead and make sure that I have another artifact for Welding Sparks next turn. Alright, that seems fine. Renegade's Getaway. I mean, I could kill the servo, but this is just so low impact on his part that I think that's fine. There's also the fact that next turn I can just monstrous onslaught away all of those little servos. Like I mentioned, I'm fine if he just attacks here. And I guess I'll just draw 2 cards here. Seems like the thing to do. Aether Stream's pretty good. And I think there's no need to... show my opponent the Tusker. And now just attack. If he has removal, that's fine. I can play the Aether Leopard. And yeah, my opponent's had enough. And yeah, still running it back. Nothing much I can really sideboard in. Maybe another enraged, maybe an enraged giant, but I think I like the mana base the way it is. Thank you very much. So opponent on the play. See what our hand looks like. Hopefully we got all of our bad hands out of the way in round 1 and in game 1. Man, no, luck doesn't work like that, but it's good to pretend. See, the thing about like dice superstitions and stuff is like it doesn't really matter what your superstition is. It's just that it just matters that you're consistent. And even the fact that my opponent mulliganed on the play, I think I can keep this. It's a little prone to flooding and color screw, but we've got 2 good 3-drops plus a pacification array, which has done a lot of work. Jeez, my opponent's mulliganing to a lot. That's never good. You know, when your opponent mulligans to 3, just like either it's just like you run them over and it's no contest, or somehow they draw out of it. And it's like, how did you lose when your opponent mulliganed to 3? And I've seen like some hands where you can mulligan to 3 and easily win the game if your opponent just keeps a slow hand, like Michael Flores in his Official Miser's Guide series talks about when he was playing Delver in Standard and mulligan to like 3 or 4, and his opponent was on Red Green Valakut or whatever, or just like some kind of ramp deck, and then just kept a hand with like a 6-card hand with like 4 lands and 2 Primeval Titans. And he won that game. So I tell you, it can be done. Yeah, no need to expose her. Actually, I'm not sure which one is better. They're both kind of similar. My opponent has been drawing a lot of lands and spells. Again, it would be very embarrassing to lose to my opponent's draw here, but it's kind of turning out that way. So we'd be trading a Weldfast monitor for a servo schematic. I think I'm better off just moving back the leopard to block. I mean, the fact is I just have so much more resources than my opponent in terms of cards in hand, even though these are lands, but if I draw more expensive cards, I should be able to just win. So no attacks. I would be just willing to block here. My opponent offered that trade. Hungry Flames. Alright, that's perfectly fine. And Hinterland Drake is kind of funny in that, like, you would think a 2-3 would be able to block these pretty well, but it turns out no. Yeah, I guess I'll tap one of these, why not? Oh, the leopard's pretty good. Pretty good, I say. My opponent just clicked through his turn a little too quickly. Like, you'd think that it'd be a pretty fine attack there. Given that the Hinterland Drake cannot block. Though here, a little less so. I guess he's holding the... Maybe he's just flooded on lands and he's holding the Renegade map for Revolt. Revolt purposes. Yeah, let's just go ahead and attack. I would like to use an energy, thank you very much. And this Aether Herder gives me more turns of attacking as a 4-3. That's worth a little bit more than a servo. And I don't really care about my opponent's servos attacking. If my opponent plays that 4-drop 2/2 double strike that grows, I just want to keep that tapped. If he attacks, I'm not blocking. There's just too much in the terms of revolt shenanigans or whatever. Oh, we could have Yahenni's expertise and it'd be a pretty big blowout. And if he has something to follow it up with, that'd be... Ooh. That'd be bad. Not great. Yeah, that's one card that could definitely get my opponent out of it. Target permanent gains indestructible. Wouldn't... I don't understand why that gets countered, but okay. Well, Seed Sculptor is not bad as a way to get back into things. I am slightly advantaged. I have this pacification array. I mean, I don't think that's good enough, but if my opponent happens to have enough pieces, I don't think he does, but I mean, he does have Servo Schematic and Arcbound Ravager. And he mulliganed to Oblivion this game, so it's pretty clear that whatever synergies he has are not going to be present in this game. I still don't think Ornithopter is that great in this format. Unless... Is Cranial Plating a masterpiece? I don't think it is. Alright, opponent has conceded. I mean, put up a good fight. Could have easily gotten back into it if he had drawn like runner, but yeah, that mulligan really took him out. Okay, that wasn't the most exciting of games, so I'll see you guys in round 3.